The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Munker, his guests, and callers on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2020. All rights are reserved.
Broadcasting live from the ILTV studios located here at University Drive. Welcome to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Munker. I'm a Justice of the Peace here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I'm also a member of the local Catholic Christian community. My spiritual advisor, I continue to say, praise the Lord, is Bradley Roll. Brother Roll, welcome to Freedom March.
Thank you so much. Good to be here, Sandra.
And of course, today happens to be Thursday, the 29th day of February in the year of our Lord 2024. So tomorrow, Friday, will be the first day of March. Well, there's breaking news coming out of the Magistrate Court on Nassau and South Street. This morning, the alleged abortionist son of a crime interrupter and former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Alexander Minnis, that's his son is Dr. Jamal Minnis. He appeared today in the Magistrate Court before his worship, Shaka Seville. There, the government, the prosecution, served on Jamal a voluntary bill of indictment together with two Negro women who lives on Harbor Island. And of course, you would recall that last year, Jamal was charged with performing an abortion. And of course, we'll talk about it because it's breaking news. Damien Gomez is his attorney, but Mr. Gomez couldn't come to court. Mr. Gomez is very preoccupied putting question and cross-examining a Negro woman and accusing her of not speaking the truth. So these are some of the cases that are taking place here in the courts. And then around 1:33 p.m. on Kemp Road, a Japanese-looking car showed up on Kemp Road where it is alleged 4 Negro gunmen, heavily armed, on Kemp Road, where it is alleged many shots may have been fired, but no one, praise the Lord, has been injured. This is Freedom March. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save law enforcement. God save the King. I'm ready. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Munker. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor. And there have been some very exciting things happening in our courts. So we will be looking at it today in the Supreme Court. Damien Gomez, who is the lead King's Counselor in the old days when Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth was alive, he would have been referred to as Queen's Counsel, but of course Her Majesty is deceased and His Royal Highness is King Charles, and therefore he is a KC. So in the court this morning, Tanya Demerit, she would have been the Negro lady who testified yesterday and who told the court that the contract, one of the most juiciest contracts to be reproduced at the Water and Sewage Corporation, that the signature is not her signature. She has categorically denied it, and she has also informed the court that the signature on the company documents are not hers. And this morning, noted KC Damien Gomez, who appears to be the lead attorney, he cross-examined Tanya Demerit, and he put a variety of things. He was putting all kinds of things to her in the court, and there were many times when he put things to her, she pushed back. So it's a very dramatic case. It's a beautiful case taking place. There's a lot of theatrics. There's a lot of drama. And once again, if you are interested in the law, do you want to be a lawyer? Well, that's the place to go so that you can see legal theatrics. According to a Negro source, it was so stimulating to see the performance of Mr. Gomez. So we'll talk about those things, and I'll now turn over to my spiritual advisor, who today has on the full armor of the Lord. Bradley Roll, welcome to Freedom March.
Thank you so much. Good to be here,
And
man.
how has been your day?
Rough, man.
Really?
I'm tired.
Listen,
I can't do that.
just wait upon the Lord.
I can't show the boss I'm tired on TV.
Wait upon the Lord.
I had a rough day.
Be of good cheer,
Yeah,
and the forces of evil shall not prevail.
absolutely not.
Do you trust in the Lord?
Always.
Well, behold the Bahamian people.
Good afternoon. Mark chapter 3, 13 to 19. Sando. In this religious world, there are just so many false men masquerading around, claiming to be thus and so, and they're deceiving a lot of people. I have some news for a lot of people, and most of you may know this, but you need to think on these things. We have hundreds, thousands of men all over the Caribbean and in the Bahamas, claiming that they're apostles. And they're masquerading around, deceiving a lot of people. We even have women. There are a few women in this country who claim to be apostles. But what I don't understand about folks is that the Bible is right there to guide you and to tell you exactly and show you what you need to know. And let's see how many apostles did Jesus have. Out of all the disciples and people that follow him, how much did he have? And we're going to look further down, probably just either tomorrow or next week, to see if there are any apostles alive today. There's so many deceiving doctrines around. But anyhow, let's deal with this first. How many apostles did Jesus have? I'm in Mark chapter 3, verses 13 to 19. Let's see what the Bible says. Is this in your Bible? Because it is in mine. Here's what it says. Jesus went up on a mountainside and called to him those he wanted. And they came to him. And he appointed 12. The scripture says he appointed 12, that they might be with him, and that he might send them out to preach, and to have authority to drive out demons. 12 now. These are the 12 he appointed. No others. These are the 12. Simon, to whom he gave the name Peter. James, the son of Zebedee, and his brother John. To them he gave the name, how do you pronounce that? Boanerges, which means sons of thunder. Sorry. To them, let's do this. I'm sorry, Mr. Producer. Fatigue has me. I gotta get myself together. Here we go. Jesus went up on a mountainside and called to him those he wanted, and they came to him. He appointed 12, that they might be with him, and that he might send them out to preach, and to have authority to drive out demons. Thank you so much. I'm glad you bring that a bit bigger. These are the 12 he appointed. Simon, to whom he gave the name Peter. James, the son of Zebedee, and his brother John. To them he gave the name Boanerges, which means sons of thunder. Andrew, Philip, Bartholomew, Matthew, Thomas, James, the son of Alphaeus, Thaddeus, Simon the Zealot, and Judas Iscariot, who betrayed him. Those were Jesus' 12 apostles. And I want you to notice that they're all men. No woman is named among these 12 apostles. All right? That's all the apostles Jesus had out of all the people who followed him during his earthly ministry for 3 years. He only had 12. Matthew. Is that Mark? Sorry, Mr. Medusa. Mark chapter 3, 13 to 19. Let me make sure that is the text. Forgive me, folks. I'm trying to open. Oh, today is not my day. So yes, Mark chapter 3, 13 to 19, NIV. Thank you so much, Mr. Medusa. Senator, back to you. The word of God is blessed. Amen.
I thank you, my spiritual advisor.
Absolutely.
Well, this afternoon, around 1:33 p.m., a car said to look like a Japanese vehicle pulled up on Kemp Road, and exiting the car were 4 Negro gunmen, heavily armed, as they fired many, many shots after a Negro man. And from all indication, the person, it is believed, that they fired at was successful in ducking them and avoid being killed. An examination of this vehicle that you see, a Negro source said there appears to have been perhaps a return fire, because there appears at the front of the vehicle a gunshot hole. So this is what has taken place where Kemp Road, these 4 men, it is alleged that they were very, very armed. Good, sophisticated weapons. But praise the Lord, I can report that the 4 gunmen, they were not injured. So God is good. And the Negro man that they were firing at, he was not injured, but the gunmen abandoned their vehicle, apparently having heard the alarm, the siren of the police. So in this video, you can hear lots of siren, which suggests to me that the police were in that community. So that is the breaking news. 4 Negro gunmen, heavily armed, according to eyewitnesses. They jumped out of the vehicle, they opened fire, but the man, he was fortunate. He was able to get away, and notwithstanding that there is an allegation that a shot was fired at that vehicle, the gunmen, from all indications, they were not injured. So that's what's happening there. We thought we will tell you that in view of the fact that we're having these problems with crime and something has to be done with it. Well, this morning, Dr. Hubert Minnis, the former Prime Minister and one of the greatest crime interrupters, he was in the magistrate court, him and his wife, Patricia Minnis, their son, Dr. Jamal Minnis, who was charged with performing an abortion on a 15-year-old Negro child at Harbor Island. And Damien Gomez couldn't make it to court because he was busy in the Supreme Court representing Long Island, Member of Parliament and crime interrupter. That would be, who am I referring to? Who's Damien representing in the Supreme Court?
I don't know.
My spiritual advisor.
I don't know.
He is representing Adrian Gibson.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So he couldn't make it to court, and attorney Levan Johnson had to hold brief. Meanwhile, the F&M Senator, Heather Hunt, she appeared in the court representing 2 of the Negro ladies who have also been charged in that case. So let me just bring you up to date, because as you are aware, Dr. Minnis has been very upset with me, and he has been accusing me of not interrupting crime. And so I want to look at Dr. Minnis, because Dr. Minnis is alleged to be a crime interrupter. And certainly it's important for us to put all of these things in perspective, because many crime interrupters are either on trial in the Supreme Court, and of course there is another crime interrupter who's running from the Commissioner of Police, and he's believed to be hiding in Gangster City, Chicago. So let's look at it. The son of former Bahamian Prime Minister and F&M crime interrupter charged for performing abortion, Dr. Jamal Minnis, the 43-year-old son of former Prime Minister of the Bahamas, Dr. Hubert Minnis, has been released on bail after appearing in court on charges related to performing an abortion on a 15-year-old Negro girl last year. And of course there was an emergency bail granted, and reports then said that on Monday, that's last year, a Supreme Court judge granted emergency bail to Dr. Jamal Minnis, and he stands accused alongside the 15-year-old girl, 48-year-old mother, and 25-year-old sister of various charges related to the abortion case. Charges and abortions, the charges brought against the women include conspiracy to commit abortion and abortion. In contrast, the crime interrupter, Dr. Hubert Minnis, his son, Dr. Jamal Minnis, faces a single count of 1 abortion. So there's only 1 abortion he is charged with. Well, the prosecution, and I'm very upset with Attorney General Ryan Pinder, but because the F&M has amended the law as it relates to the office of the Attorney General, please forgive me, for I am confused. But according either to the Attorney General and or the Acting Director of Public Prosecution, Miss Cordell Fraser. Cordell is unisexual. It's a male name. It's also a woman name in modern times. Many years ago, Cordell was only a boy's name, but you know, everybody is doing their own thing. So Cordell is now a girl's name. Well, they promised that in December of last year, December 1st, they would have served a voluntary bill of indictment on Dr. Minnis' son, Dr. Jamal Minnis. But by grab, December 1st came and there was no voluntary bill of indictment until today. So it's been exciting. And as I told you, Dr. Minnis, that's Dr. Hubert Minnis, the former Prime Minister and crime interrupter, he was in court. His wife, Patricia, she was also in court. Jamal was accompanied by a woman, it is alleged is his wife, and as he exited the court, a Negro man who is a supporter of abortion greeted him, and Jamal quickly shook hands with him and quickly walked away, followed by Senator the Honorable Heather Hunt. So there were a contingent of lawyers and sophisticated looking people as Dr. Jamal received his voluntary bill of indictment. How is the administration of justice to function efficiently? when the office of the Attorney General and or the office of the Director of Public Prosecution could get up in a court, promise a voluntary bill of indictment, and by grab, January 1st, it should have happened December 1st, but December 1st came and gone. January 1st came and gone, February 1st came and gone, and then of course somebody woke up last night and decided if we don't move swiftly, today would be the 29th of February and tomorrow is the 1st of March. Well, he was served, and of course I think it's important for the public to know that something is fundamentally wrong, that the former Prime Minister, Dr. Hubert Alexander Minnis, wants me to be a crime interrupter, but his son has been alleged to perform one abortion. This is freedom march. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save Negro women in distress. God save the King. God save the court. Justice. God save the King. Hold on, everybody. I'm here today. I'll be right back after the break. Hold on. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monka. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor. I'm going to ask him a spiritual question because there are many times when the issues may have little politics that he is biased towards and he might be reluctant to answering. My spiritual advisor, how many books are in the Bible?
66 in total.
66 in total.
Mm-hmm.
In the 66 books of the Bible, have there ever been any teaching or sermons as it relate to people performing abortions?
No.
No what?
There's no specific doctrinal teaching on abortion. Like you won't see the word abortion in the Bible, but we can read of like pro-life, where you'll see the Bible teaches you that it is God who places you in the womb and it's God who separates you from the womb. You'll see where the Bible tells you, this one particular prophet God told him, say, man, listen, before I formed you in the wombs, I knew you.
Oh, hallelujah.
Nature is given by God, and there's a process by which a female is impregnated. But there's no specific teaching in the scriptures on abortion.
If one were to advance an argument that the Bible has no objection to abortion,
I wouldn't say that.
would you concede? And is there any stories where men of the Bible sought to destroy babies?
In the wombs, I cannot recall any. And the Bible is pro-life. I am, as a matter of fact, in the Old Testament where the Bible is so pro-life, wow. I don't know how to explain this, but if a man, I want to try to do this as best as I can, because then the audience is wide.
The Bible,
Yeah,
just tell me
but
what the
in the
Bible says.
scriptures-
If it isn't the Bible,
Yeah.
don't lie.
Yeah. In the
All right?
scriptures,
But do not be afraid as my spiritual advisor to give me spiritual and Christian advice.
yeah.
Go ahead.
In the Old Testament,
Yes?
you can be charged with a grievous offense if you spill the cream.
Okay.
You can't spill the cream. The cream.
That's carnation cream. Okay. Go ahead, my spiritual advisor.
But I'm just trying to show you where the Bible is so much pro-life. That
So
if you're going to have
one is not permitted to destroy man's spirit.
No, you can't spill it.
That's what you're saying.
It's supposed to go where it's supposed to go.
Okay.
If you spill it, they took you to the outer gates and they got rid of you.
They stone you.
Yeah.
But am I not correct that the Bible has made references where there was an evil person who sought to kill and destroy babies?
Yeah. There's one case where...
Tell me about it, my spiritual advisor.
Where a king was going to cut this baby in half, but...
No, I'm not talking about Solomon.
Okay.
Solomon, example, was righteous, and he never intended to...
Yes, he just wanted to figure who the right mother was.
I'll let you reflect on it, perhaps.
But the Bible is always pro-life.
Okay.
All through the Old Testament, you'll see where God, admonishes pro-life. He talks to the prophets and get them to see how he's the one that is in charge. Even in the New Testament, we see where the Apostle Paul says, "Man, listen, but God who saw it fit to separate me from my mother's womb." This is what he says. He separated me from my mother's womb. So God is the one who's responsible by nature for placing you in the womb, and he's the one who does the separation. Of course, this happens through natural birth. We don't see any interrupters in the Bible as it relates to surgery, because we do have interrupters today.
We have. You're referring to crime interrupters?
No, I'm talking about nature interrupters.
Okay.
Where surgeons go in and they interrupt life. So, no, we don't see that.
You're saying, come, don't talk to me in parable. You mean where surgeons go in and
interrupt life
and perform abortion?
Well, if that's the medical term.
Yeah, you went to Seneca.
Yeah, that's the medical term. I don't use the word.
Why? Why are you intimidated?
Because it's such a... The word is just... It's so intense, and it's... To me,
but
that word itself is painful. I can imagine what women go through who, are faced with having to either perform one on themselves or somebody performing one on them.
And what do men go through when women destroy their seeds?
How does a woman destroy a man's seed?
By killing his baby.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Abortion is not natural, Senator.
Okay.
That's not the natural way of life. When man goes in and interrupt it, it's unnatural. It's not. That isn't the way God designed it.
It was not designed.
No.
I thank you, my spiritual advisor.
That's why you find most churches, they don't support abortion because the scriptures doesn't. The Bible does not support abortion in no shape, form, or fashion.
Would you therefore agree that abortion is the works of the devil?
Yes, it is.
You do agree?
Yeah, I would almost, and I'd have to go back and do a little bit more research tonight and come back tomorrow.
Okay.
But I may decide to go out on a limb.
Yes.
And say abortion is a sin.
Abortion? Well, the killing of a baby got to be a sin.
Yeah,
if
I would almost go out on a limb.
Baby is alive, because this may sound strange to you, but today I had a man who gave me a very interesting story about a female of his, and he said to me that the woman was complaining that the baby was kicking her. So I said, what do you mean? He said, well, she's pregnant. I said, well, babies have been kicking mothers for over 10,000 years, and it's a sign to me that the baby is alive. But he claims that the mother says the baby is kicking her so much, so I recommended that they go to the Fleming Street Clinic, where one of our doctors could examine her to find out why does baby keep moving. I suggested that it's because the baby's alive. Anyway, I want to thank you for that education. Meanwhile, I want to go back to Camp Road, where 4 Negro men driving a car that appeared to have been Japanese exited the vehicle, and they were masked. And as a result of that, I made an inquiry. I said, well, how do you know they are Negroes? Because they were wearing masks, but somebody said that they spotted their hands, and their hands were the hands of a Negro person. So they fired at a man. It is said that they fired about 50 rounds, 50 shots. But praise the Lord, whoever they were shooting at, God has given that person a second chance. There's no evidence that he has been injured. And as you know, Kemp Road is in the constituency of the minister responsible for national security. And I was forced, upon learning it, to send the minister, that's the Honorable Wayne Monroe, a text which read, "Dear Minister, you must tell the Commissioner of Police that there can be no shooting in your constituency." And so I'm excited to report, if you would show the picture, that the Freetown constituency is going to be opening up a brand new urban renewal center on Jerome Avenue. And so it is hoped then that there will be more social events taking place there, and that this house will become the house of peace, the house of law and order, and gone will be the days, by the grace of God, that we will not have these kind of gun violence in that constituency. So we thought we would tell that to you. My spiritual advisor, don't we have an ad that we ought to pay? Isn't there a prayer ad that you...
No, the prayer was last night.
The prayer was last night?
Sorry, you know, what's today's date?
Today's the 29th.
You know something? I think we were only supposed to do it twice.
Huh?
Twice each day, and I
but
think that's it.
When, I just want
it's
to know.
today.
There's a
it's
prayer today,
tonight.
and in Jesus' name, read it again.
Let me
because
check. Just give me a second. Mr. Medusa?
My spiritual advisor, would you please read it again? It's prayer. They're trying to stop violence. And we here at Freedom Mat...
You want me to get fired, right?
You're not going to get fired for that. This is a Christian radio station and TV. Would you please read it so that people can gather on the park?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
My spiritual advisor, would you please read it? This is a Christian radio station.
Okay, so...
It's a Christian TV. You're not going to be fired. You might be fined, but you will not be fired. Let's help the church. Let's help the prayer.
Just give the producer a second so you could get it.
Goodness of mercy. You're not saved.
Don't say that, Sandra. I follow the rules here.
Would you?
I follow the rules here, Sandra.
My spiritual advisor, you don't believe in Jesus?
Of course.
You don't believe that if you pray, God is going to keep you here? I want the country to know.
I have no faith.
I want the country to know that there's a prayer meeting, right? On whose park? Is it Charles Carter Park?
Charles Carter Park, yeah.
Right.
Richardson, Seabreeze, I understand. Well,
yeah.
That is Charles Sanders Highway, and what's that street that runs north and south?
Okay, I don't.
You got it?
Street.
Okay, so here we go. Call to prayer. Join us for a special time of prayer in the Seabreeze community, Thursday, February 29th, 2024 at 6:30 p.m. It's going to be held at the Charles Carter Park. They're gonna serve some refreshments as well, and of course the prayers for crime, domestic violence, family, education, and youth. All right, so they're praying for multiple aspects of things: crime, domestic violence, families, education, and youth. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe those emblems or logos at the top of this prayer chart represents the various churches that will be represented there at this call to prayer. I don't know, who's putting this on, Sandra?
I'm not sure, my spiritual advisor, but I do encourage the Negro people to fast and pray.
Right.
And while they're doing that, it is my hope that they would pray that God will get on the parliament to, you know, remove the impediments that prevents the punishment of convicted murderers.
Absolutely.
So we wanted to do that. So this ad is being done in Jesus' name, and those of you who live in that area, please go to the park and pray. And then after you were at prayer, I would like for you to call on the government to start hanging. Well, let's go. I have an ad, and I want this country to know that Western Air introduces jet flights into North Eleuthera starting February 23rd, 2024. Flights from Nassau to North Eleuthera are available on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings, as well as Sunday evenings. Visit www.westernairbahamas.com to book today. And of course, that itself will be powerful, okay? That would be powerful. So let's see what else is happening on the island, because as you know, there is the case of Adrian Gibson, and it's very important that we remind you of the case so that you can follow it and hear precisely what is taking place. As you know, Adrian Gibson is the Member of Parliament for Long Island, and he and a number of Negro citizens are on trial for fraud and money laundering. So in the court, we want to remind you, show Tanya Demerit, who was once charged, but apparently she has agreed with the prosecution to testify for the Crown. She testified yesterday over the fact that a signature that they purport to be hers, she has categorically denied it. So by denying it, she is in effect saying, it ain't me who signed that. And then, of course, the same thing applies to the company. Well, this morning, Damian Gomez, the King's Counsel, the former Progressive Liberal Party Member of Parliament, and a former Minister of Justice in the Office of the Attorney General, he began to cross-examine her. And of course, he put to her on a number of occasions that she was not being truthful, and he then made reference to apparently to a statement that she had previously given. And of course, she has advanced a very powerful argument that she was confused. And in her confusion, she perhaps didn't say the correct things, but she's no longer confused and everything is fine, and she is maintaining that she's speaking the truth. So that is what is going on. And over the last couple of hours, the case has been so intensive that the court will not, according to a Negro source, will not convene on Friday. And it is expected that the court will reconvene sometime next week. I'm not telling you precisely which day next week, because there was a gag order that told the media, and you know, I'm not really media, I'm playing it, so I believe that it is applicable to me, but it warned the media not to tell the public when the court or the case will reconvene. I don't know if that order is still in place, but I'm going to side on the side of caution. And I won't tell you when it will be, but it will be next week. So they will have a wonderful break tomorrow, because the case is one of the biggest cases. In fact, a former attorney, he would have described this case as big as a suitcase, and I won't name him because he's my good friend. So we thought we will tell you that. Well, let's see what else is happening in the country, because yesterday I wanted to acknowledge a very historic event that is taking place here in the Bahamas, and I'm uncertain whether or not my producer removed this wonderful, wonderful note. And since I don't see it, it means I'm going to have to talk from memories, and I don't like doing that all the time because I don't want to commit the sin that the late Dr. Miles Monroe committed a blessed Sunday morning when he ascended the church podium, and as he began to quote the scriptures, young people sitting in the church were shocked that he was misquoting Holy Scriptures. And that is why from time to time, even though you may be a Bible scholar, you should refer to your notes and to make sure that you are not forgetting. So I don't want to make that mistake, but I'll try my best because I don't see my notes. Mr. Producer, I'm going to talk about a historic thing taking place here on the island of New Providence involving the Greek Orthodox Church. And I don't see my notes on it, but the historic thing is that perhaps for the first time in the history of the Bahamas, a native of the Bahamas, a citizen of the Bahamas, has emerged as, the best I can describe it, as the priest in charge of the Greek Orthodox Church. And I'm advised, based on my memory, that he is, I hope I'm saying it correctly, the Reverend Alexander Melis. And Mr. Melis was born and christened in the Greek church, which is located, have you shown the Greek church? You got them pictures? Which is located on West Street, and perhaps that might be called Marlborough Street. And he, as a youth, grew up in the church, played in the church background, and he and his family have been involved. And so it's a great thing to see that, notwithstanding that we have had in the Bahamas many religious denominations, we have seen that Bahamians over the last 50 years have slowly and progressively taken over the local Christian denomination. And Alexander Melis, the pastor of that church, I want to draw to your attention that he is the grandson of a former Progressive Liberal Party senator, Senator Alexander Melis. So it's a great thing. I'm so happy, I'm so proud to see that this young man has committed his life to Christianity, has played an active role in the Greek Orthodox Church, and today his family, the Melis family, and members of the Greek community are proud of this fact. So Alexander Melis was born into the Greek Orthodox Church in the Bahamas. He was baptized in the church sanctuary on West Street, Nassau. He and his family members went through all the rites of passage there. The Melis family, descended from Greece, found comfort in a church steeped in spiritual and cultural connection to their family roots. But little did he know, when he was playing in the courtyard where little children still frolic after church today, that he would be the catalyst for a history-making event on Sunday, February 25th. That's last Sunday. He was officially ordained as a deacon, the very first ordination of a Bahamian at this parish. The event was so significant that His Eminence Archbishop Ep42 of America traveled from New York to Nassau with a delegation to lead the Holy Sacrament of Ordination. So the Melis family attended in full force to support Deacon Alexander, including distinguished attorney Pericles Melis, his father, and family patriarch. So I thought that when I read this article, it was so great, it was moving. I love the fact that there are Bahamians of all ethnicity who are playing their roles in nation building, playing their role in our Christian faith. So I want to congratulate Alexander Melis. I want to congratulate Pericles Melis and salute them for the role that they are playing. And may God bless the Greek Orthodox Church, the Greek community, and the descendants of Melis's family. I think it's powerful, my spiritual advisor. Do you want to comment?
No comment, sir.
This is powerful. So I am pleased because I wanted to make reference to this, and I do know his grandfather. One day I will tell you how his grandfather met me in the front of Purity Bakery. I was very young and I was going to buy bread, and a powerful story that he told me about Purity Bakery and the Sunshine Boys. It was amazing what his father said and what his father told me, perhaps almost 50 years ago, is turning out to be true, because his father told me that he went to see Pinling to tell Pinling that Purity Bakery was up for sale, and he wanted Pinling to organize the trade union movement, people of goodwill, to take over Purity Bakery so that bread will remain affordable. One day I'll tell you about it. Watch out for me, eh? I know plenty things. I know the history of Purity Bakery. The priest, his grandfather, told me in 1974, God save Commonwealth of the Bahamas, God save the King, God save the Melis family. This is powerful. I'll be right back after the break. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker, and it's about 5:02 p.m. It is birthday time. A spiritual advisor?
Yes, absolutely. We do have a couple of birthdays to do today. There's just so many. Oh, yes. Okay. Yesterday, Miss Producer. Mr. Producer, I did say that. Sometimes I speak a bit fast. We I'm understanding we didn't do a wedding anniversary. We did this 42nd anniversary.
Do it again.
Okay, I'll do it again.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, sir. Yeah. If you don't mind.
Do it again. Sometimes you do it, but Titty wasn't at the TV.
Yeah.
And they needed to be done again so Titty could see it, okay?
Yeah.
So do it again.
Yeah, so today we want to send a very happy 42nd anniversary. Samuel and Frederica Winters. All right? To our loving sister, Frederica, and husband Sam Ship Winters, on their 42nd anniversary, from daughters Kira and Disha, mother-in-law Annie Roberts, and Aunt Ina Knowles, brothers-in-law R.J. Roberts and Herbie Preston, Christopher, and couple Julian Roberts, sister-in-law Erlene, Carmen, and Doris, and all the family members. May the Spirit of God continue to dwell around you and your family with good health and long life. Continue to pray. Let God fight your battle. He is a burden bearer and a battle fighter. Have a great day. All right, so we did that. Great. All right. Then we got a couple birthdays. All right, so let's do this. We want to send a happy birthday to Brian Smith. Is that Brian?
That's Brian. Brian and his children.
Okay, so happy birthday, Brian. All the best to you. We hope you live to enjoy many more, and we hope you enjoy your B-Day.
And Brian Smith, we have your photo up, okay? We have your photo up, and we have you with your 2 children. So happy birthday. It's powerful.
Right. And then we'd like to send a happy birthday shout out to Darvin Roll Jr. on the 7th. Let's see. Wow. Anyhow, happy birthday on your 7th birthday. And hold on. It says happy birthday to Darvin Roll Jr. on his 7th birthday and 28 years. Oh, he's February the 29th. Okay,
He
be born on a leap year. Okay, Don. So this is the first person I've met like this. 7/4 is 28.
Today.
Yeah.
He will not celebrate another birthday
until another 4 years.
4 years.
Okay, great.
So he's very young.
Great,
okay?
Great. So happy birthday to Darvin Roll Jr. on his 7th birthday and 28 years.
Right.
From his parents, Darvin Sr.
Right.
and Elo Roll, his brother, police officer 4771 Dario Roll, his sisters, Shania and Shantia, his grandparents, Judy and Solomon Roll, okay, and all of his relatives and friends. Okay, happy birthday, Darvin Roll. Wow.
And we are sorry that you will not have a birthday for another
4 years. Wow.
Meanwhile, you will continue to get older, but you won't have any birthday, and I'm certain they won't buy you a cake until 4 years from now.
But the reality is that's not a 7-year-old. That's where you coming from?
Yes, he's a 7-year-old. 4 7s is what?
He's 28 years. He's 28 years. Because February comes every year, Sandra.
But it doesn't come with 29 days. They didn't tell you that in St. Augustine's? That's the first thing Mr. Archer
that's almost like
told me when I saw him.
Anyhow. It is what it is, but
you
that's the
like
first.
it?
This is the first case I've seen.
Oh, there are many cases like that.
Okay,
You know how many
right.
big men who are 7 years old?
So, okay. All right. So, he's 7 years old, right?
Yes.
Is he eligible to vote? Can he get a voter's card?
Yes, because
Why? But he's not 18.
But I'm telling you why. I'm telling you why. He would be able to vote because he has experience. 7.
You just told me that's a 7-year-old.
Why
all right?
not?
Now you see the problem?
So you don't want to listen to my explanation. All right, you know it all.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just wondering, can he vote?
Yes.
Does he drive?
Yes.
Can he work?
Yes. All right.
Okay.
But
So he's not 7.
in a leap year. Okay. Anyway, let's leave it alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figure we'll go on.
This is powerful. So we are finished with birthdays.
Yeah.
To the Negro woman who complained to me today, we have taken a decision to study your complaint. So I'm studying your complaint. I'm studying your pictures. Your pictures are authentic. Your complaint is good. But today, I'm trying a new strategy. It's a strategy I don't normally use, but this strategy is called covering up. So today, I'm going to see if I am able to cover up and to see if those who are seeing me covering up, whether or not they will realize that I'm covering up. So don't be afraid. I'm just covering up, and I will deal with it when the Spirit moves me, and this is powerful. So, my spiritual advisor, you may now choose a topic if you wish.
I wasn't following anything today, so.
Okay. The police wants men.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
On the front page of The Guardian, I see where they're saying that $100,000 was used to fund the traveling expenses during the by-election for the Prime Minister. Is that not correct?
I really,
what's the details?
I really don't know.
What's the details on that, Senator?
I don't know. I haven't seen anyone.
Let me see if I
PLP.
Let me see if I can
find
follow.
out. But how do they expect for the Prime Minister to travel throughout the family islands? If in his capacity,
that one.
I want you to listen to me for a second. You ask me a question, but you don't hear what I have to say. You must listen to me.
Go ahead.
I can cut things straight. If you are Prime Minister, right? It does not matter if it's a by-election. It does not matter what the occasion is. How do we get the Prime Minister to Grand Bahama? Huh? Do you know Etienne Dupuche? Do you know Etienne Dupuche?
But, Senator, now I don't know who you think you shouting at like that.
I'm not shouting at you.
You're not going to get my attention in that fashion.
Oh, okay. Do you know Etienne Dupuche?
You're speaking to the public?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you know Etienne Dupuche?
You mean me?
Yes.
I thought you said you were talking to the public.
Yes, I'm talking to the public. You are part of the public.
I've heard the name.
Etienne Dupuche.
Was he a publisher?
Is the late contributing editor of the Tribune.
Okay.
He has the longest history in the world. He is the father of the Tribune editor, Eileen Karen Dupuche. I know them very well. Etienne Dupuche was at one point the member of parliament, if I have it correctly, for Great Inagua. And how did he get to Great Inagua during the campaign? He had to jump on the mailboat and sail. And as a result of that, general elections were not able to be held on the same day throughout the Bahamas. Okay? So, how is the Prime Minister to get to Grand Bahama if he cannot fly there? So the argument is political. Okay? You cannot have your Prime Minister jump on the mailboat.
Yeah, but a plane ticket doesn't cost $100,000, Senator. See, now you see what you're doing?
So you're suggesting that they say his flight is $100,000?
Let me see if I can pull the story up.
Pull the story up. Let me hear how it goes.
Let's see. Where's the story in the Guardian? Let's see. Now, you know, when normally you just see the front part of it, you'll have to go into the meat of the matter by going on to page number 6, I think. But here's what it says. $100,000, it says $100,000 for pre-by-election travel. Obviously, the Prime Minister acknowledges tax money help facilitate campaign. Now, that's interesting. $100,000 payment to cover the cost of the Prime Minister's travel was for travel to West Grand Bahama and Bimini after the death of Minister Obi Bushcombe, the purpose of which included, among other things, to urge the minister's constituents to support the government's candidate to fill the seat so as to best support more change and progress in Grand Bahama.
Yeah, but you're talking politics.
The Office of the Prime Minister
You're talking politics. It does not, listen to me for a second.
So the $100,000 was used for the by-election, basically.
You went to St. Augustine's College. The Prime Minister of the Bahamas, ministers of the government, the Governor General, they fly throughout the Bahamas and throughout the world at the expense of the state. I don't want you to be niggly. I don't want you to
it cost the Prime Minister $100,000 to get from here to West End Grand Bahama.
Do you think it is one trip, my spiritual advisor? Come on.
So that $100,000 was what? It's a multiple trips.
Yes, it has to be, because we know one plane ticket doesn't cost $100,000.
Nah,
Come on, you're a businessman.
But they told you what all they used the money for.
I never asked them.
I'm saying in the Guardian it says what they use the funds for.
Well, tell me what the Guardian say.
I was reading it, but you cut me off.
No, you were not reading it. You should go to the fact you were giving me a political story. The Prime Minister travels to
It's amazing.
To West End.
You see what he's doing to himself on national TV?
Oh, why don't you listen?
It's an embarrassment.
Why don't you listen? Well, go ahead. The Prime Minister's watching you. Members of the PLP is watching you.
This is a story in the Guardian.
Don't tell me. You be objective and honest. So the Prime Minister, there is a by-election. Agreed?
Yeah.
The Prime Minister is the leader of the Progressive Liberal Party. Do you agree? Do you agree?
Yes, he is.
He's also Prime Minister. So he's entitled, wherever he's going in the Bahamas for what?
No, but nobody's denying that.
So then what is the argument?
That this
What is the argument?
$100,000
you're niggling.
could not be used for tickets.
Say it again?
It doesn't cost $100,000 to get from here to
That is true.
Okay.
But don't you agree?
So what the balance of the money was used for?
I don't know.
Okay.
Right? But don't you agree that if the Prime Minister arrives in an island, there has to be adequate security for him, adequate accommodation for him, he must have a place to live, he must be given whatever a human being must be given? Come on, man. Don't stoop to that, okay?
So let's go back over the article then. Let's look at the article again. All right, and let's see what the balance was used for. You know something, and in all fairness to this article, because I only have the first 3 paragraphs, here's what it says: $100,000 payment to cover the costs of the Prime Minister's travel was for travel to West Grand Bahama and Bimini after the death of Minister Obi Wilstrom, the purpose of which included, among other things, to urge the minister's constituents to support the government's candidate to fill the seat so as to best support more change and progress in Grand Bahama and Bimini, the office of the Prime Minister said. Wilstrom died in office on September 25, 2023, and after spirited campaign of the Progressive Liberal Party, candidate Kingsley Smith won the seat, blah, 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 blah. So
you have given
so not only was it used for travel, the balance was used for some other things, is what is basically
Tell me what the other things are.
I'm telling you, I can't, because...
Then stop speculating. That is the problem you face.
You know something?
Watch me. When I come here, I am prepared. You are not prepared. I'm going to suggest to you that you read this article tonight and then you come back tomorrow and play politics.
What are you upset about, though?
I am...
Do you really want to know why? Why are you taking this so personal?
I'm taking
really
it
following the story?
Because of who you are. You are too educated.
And who am I?
You are educated. You went to one of the most prestigious Roman Catholic high school, and I expect a level of sophistication from you, and you must give it to me.
Okay.
All right?
Okay. So
don't play the F&M politics. Don't mind that F&M text. Don't mind.
No.
All right?
No.
Study so that you may do what?
Okay. So here we go.
Go ahead.
I have it all now.
Yeah,
I have it all.
Send it to him. Let me hear it.
I have it all now. Well, you know what? Let me look over this.
Yes.
Right.
Prepare yourself.
Come a second.
You study it tonight.
Come a second.
Tomorrow, if you want to debate it, I'm prepared.
Okay, so here we go.
To debate you.
Here we go. $100,000 payment to cover the cost of the Prime Minister's travel was for travel to West Grand Bahama and Bimini after the death of Minister Obi Wilstrom, the purpose of which included, among other things, to urge the minister's constituents to support the government's candidate to fill the seat so as to best support more change and progress in Grand Bahama, Bimini, the office of the Prime Minister said. After spirited campaign, the Progressive Liberal Party candidate Kingsley Smith won the seat on November 22nd with a sizable majority.
Lord,
okay.
Lord
PLPs had flooded.
my spiritual advisor, listen to me. You're going to cost me as an uneducated man to question your ability to read.
Let's the whole article is here now.
Do not allow a man who is uneducated to question your competency to read.
I just want to read the whole article. It's here now. I don't have the front page. I have the whole thing.
I'm going to suggest that you study it, and tomorrow we'll spend the show debating it. All right? You are educated. you went to a prestigious Roman Catholic school, and you must demonstrate to me comprehension.
The lines are often blurred between travel for government purposes.
Goodness of mercy, you're reading propaganda. That's what you're reading. You're supposed to say to me, he went at a cost of $100,000, plane ticket, hotel, this thing. But to tell me that he flew at a cost of $100 to convince people to support the PLP program, that's foolishness. That's politics.
Well,
Right?
anyhow, it seems as if the article is suggesting that you have to separate travel expenses from campaign expenses.
They
what I'm
have
saying?
not suggested that the
you have to
PLP
separate the
took
Yep.
the money and buy political paraphernalia. If they are able, listen to me for a
What the
second.
balance of money was used
Listen to me for a second.
for? After buying the tickets
Listen to
and
me for
paying
a
for
second.
hotel.
You are
right?
making the allegation, so tell me what it was used for.
It appears as if what is being, what the government is being accused of is fusing travel expenses and political expenses.
Where
all
is the evidence
together.
that support that allegation? I'm going to talk to the people of Black Village. Now you see what I am faced with. As your uneducated brother, I'm faced with some of the most educated
Don't do that.
Negroes
Don't do that,
who are
Senator.
not
Because
able
apparently
to
they're...
comprehend the English language. And that is the problem.
Okay, so let me ask you,
we're
what was the
faced with.
$100,000 used for?
I don't know.
So what's your argument?
My argument is that you are not telling me what it was used for.
I'm reading it, but you don't understand what it's saying?
No, you don't understand what you're reading.
Okay. Okay. I understand, though.
Lord,
I understand why you're putting up this kind of defense.
my spiritual advisor,
Yes,
listen to me one more time.
I would never want to be in your position.
What position is that?
You are just so compromised.
No, I'm not compromised.
That even
No, I'm not
If the
compromised.
truth
No,
is
I'm
as
not.
big as Christ Church Cathedral,
No.
you would not acknowledge it.
No, I'm not compromised. Don't forget how I get to support the PLP. I got to support the PLP because Dr. Minnis thought he could fool me. And I decided that I will push him out of power. So don't talk no nonsense. All right? What am I telling you? They said they spent $100,000, but they are not itemizing what they spent it on, other than say it was on travel, and they're telling you that when he got there, he went to a rally, he must have campaigned. That's foolishness.
You know something?
Watch out.
You know,
Listen to
a
me.
drowning man will make a mistake by trying to grab onto a straw, because the straw will not be able to save you.
I can assure you that if there is one Negro who's not drowning, it's me.
It ain't you.
All right?
All right.
All I want you to do,
the
all I
Office of
want
the
you to
Prime
do-
Minister, no doubt, they will itemize eventually and show us exactly how the $100,000 was spent.
Do you really want to know how it was spent?
Do you know?
No, I keep telling you.
I would love to know.
Then I'll tell you how to know. Ready?
No.
Then I'll
I
tell
want
you
to
how
know
to-
how this $100,000
So I'm going
was
to tell
spent.
you how to know.
How this was spent? The $100,000.
I see. It's amazing.
Okay, tell me how to find out. How do I find out?
Under the law, there is the Public Accounts Committee,
Right.
headed by crime interrupter and opposition
Is it
leader.
active? Is it active?
You have to ask the leader of the opposition.
You know what? This conversation has come to an end.
No.
Let's move on.
No.
Let's move
You-
on. I will not allow you to do this to me. Not today.
Okay. So
not
you
today.
Keep quiet.
Not
and
today.
Let me tell the public.
What else?
If
What
the
else we have on the
spiritual-
What else we have on the
Be-
agenda, Senator?
I want you to be socialized. You went to St. Augustine College. Unlike me, I went to a big dollhouse.
You went to CCSV.
Right. I don't have any culture, but you are educated. What is the spiritual advisor? His issue really is this information. Michael Pintard, in his capacity as leader of the opposition and chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, need only convene a hearing and send for persons and paper and sit from place to place. And if the PLP wrongly interfere, he can do what Perry Christie did to Hubert Ingram. The problem in the FNM is, I'm so compromised. I mean, everybody except Dr. Exams, okay? Everybody except Dr.
So there was no
Mensah.
commingling of funds. So there was no commingling of funds.
There is ignorance. Because when Ingram pulled one on Christie, Christie took him to court. The opposition leader took the Prime Minister to court, and the court ruled in favor of Perry.
Let me ask you a question.
Christie. So all Michael Pintard has to do is to follow his constitutional role, and if the PLP plays the game incorrectly, then you take them to court. But these fellas don't know what they're doing. They should have had an uneducated man like me leading the opposition, and you would see opposition as formidable as it should be. But they're incompetent. They don't know what they're doing. And they have sent in my spiritual advisor.
Don't do that.
Bad
you
advice.
Could be wrong. Anyhow, Sandra, is there any way we can find out how did the Bahamas government account for $100,000?
Yes. All
Now,
you have to do is to get Michael Pintard. Listen to me again. Michael Pintard is the chairman of the Public Accounts Committee. And all he has to do is to convene a meeting, send persons and papers.
But in the office of the Prime Minister, who speaks from that office when it comes to public affairs?
The Prime Minister.
So what job does Latrell Ramin have?
Don't confuse Latrell Ramin.
Is he in the office of the Prime Minister?
Yes, but...
What is his task? What is his job?
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know what he's doing?
I don't know what is his job.
Okay.
I don't know what is his job.
Okay, no problem.
All right? I don't know what is his job. His job might be like my job.
You know, he's not an interrupter.
His job, I want you to listen. Just listen.
He's not a crime interrupter.
His job might be like my job. Only me and the Commissioner of Police know what it is. All right? Test it, Negro. Test it. This is
I tell you, you may want to cut this piece of the show.
The Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
This is embarrassing.
God save my spiritual advisor.
This is embarrassing.
Who is not comprehending what he read.
Understand this thou would thou readest.
It is an indictment on
How can I,
College.
except some man should guide me?
This is Freedom March. God save Bradley Road. God save the King. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monka. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor. Welcome back, my spiritual advisor.
Thank you so much, Senator. Good to be here. Good to be here.
I think it's 5:30. It's time to open the line.
Absolutely. We're going to give you more time today. We cut into your time over the last couple of days. The numbers of course 323-7775, 698-0775, The lines are open. You can call us. Please don't forget to either mute or turn your TVs down, radios, whatever it is that you're listening to us with. Because normally when you call in and those what do you call them, gadgets or whatever, if they're up, we'll get a feedback, okay? So please, turn your radios, turn your TVs down when you call us, okay? Just listen to us on your cell phones or telephones. 323-7775 is the number to call, 698-0775, and of course, 698-0776. We got a first call. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Good afternoon, Mr. Road.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon, Mr. Montia.
Sir.
Yes.
But you know what I don't like about this country? This back and forth with the government. When anyone could be in power, whoever is in the opposition, everyone tends to be nasty, you know, towards the government. I don't know. That's just the retaliation I see, like the nation now.
Well, realistically, when you look at it, they're both sides. There's a governance side and there's an opposition side. And what it does, it calls for, you know, a balanced governance of the country. The opposition is there to oppose, not because they're opposition that they oppose for opposing's sake, but they're there to be objective in their opposition to make good governance. You need that. But
Widespread rumors.
Okay. What rumors were spread lately?
No, I said, like I see you guys having this debate going on with the 100,000 spent on traveling.
Right.
So I feel like that's something the opposition just trying to dig up and exploit.
So you think this story is botched?
I'm not saying we get to the bottom of it.
Right. So we'll find out sooner or later exactly what the $100,000 was used for. Was it one trip? Was it a period of time? Was it a couple trips? Was it 5 trips, 6 trips, 7 trips, 8 trips, whatever it was? I guess we'll find out.
Certainly, it will not be one trip. It just don't make sense, all right? And we need to be respectful in a democracy. Ministers must travel at public expense. The Prime Minister must travel at public expense.
No one is denying that.
I don't want to remind Mr. Roll of a Prime Minister who was traveling not at the public expense. I don't want to bring that up because, you know, people get upset when you bring up old stories.
Are you done, caller?
I can bring up old stories.
Sorry, we didn't hear you.
I said you guys enjoy, you have a blast.
Yes, you do, my friend.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Have a good evening. Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live.
Good evening. How you doing?
Good evening. We're fine. How you doing?
Mr. Monker.
Sir.
Mr. Monker.
Sir.
You know, I like when you come on in the evening time and you bring a story like the one with Alexander Miller's grandson being ordained as the deacon. You know, you always come prepared. I wanted to ask you, Mr. Monker, you sure Mr. Rule, your spiritual advisor, been to Augustine? Because he don't conduct himself like an educated person.
I'm sorry.
I can assure you that he is.
I'm sorry, sir. Forgive me,
educated.
You know, you grin too much. Number one, as a Christian, you know, Christian is grin much as you.
Okay, so I guess it is a sin. It is a sin
It's a
to.
serious matter, man. You're
Okay.
talking to the nation.
Okay.
Stop doing foolishness.
Okay. I'm sorry. What I'm going to do, I'm going to stop laughing from now on just to satisfy you.
Stop grinning. Stop grinning.
Yes,
man.
I will. I will
And
stop.
conduct yourself like a Christian man that you say you are.
So what sin have I committed?
What happened?
What sin have I committed?
No, you don't commit no sin, but you don't conduct yourself like a spiritual advisor.
So if
you act like more like a politician than a Christian. I hope they give you a seat nomination in politics.
So tell me, you have problems with my laugh or you have problems with my discussion? Which one is it?
No, I have problem with your whole demeanor, man. You don't conduct yourself.
Let me ask you a question. Do you want Sabas to remove me from the show?
No, I wish you could.
Okay.
You need to conduct yourself better than you do, man.
All right, so what you do?
With this $100,000
Spiritual advisor.
Yeah,
You're supposed to
please
know
stop it.
something like Mr. Monroe, Mr. Monroe tell you how the money is spent.
No, we want to get that from the OPM. We want to get it from the Office of the Prime Minister. Is that okay?
As an educated man, as an Augustine man, I expect more from you.
Let me ask a question. Is it okay if we get it from the Office of the Prime Minister? Is how it was
If
spent?
you want to go there and ask the Prime Minister, man.
Is that okay, though? Is that fine if we do that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You
All right.
yourself.
All right. And listen, you're okay if you want to write Sabas and tell him the way you feel, that's fine.
Come. Don't fall up on that, man.
All right?
All right?
You take care now, caller.
You're my spiritual advisor, and I need you
Take care,
spiritually,
okay? All right.
Bye-bye.
Well, welcome to Freedom March, caller. You're live. Caller, you there? Oh, sorry, we lost that call. Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You're live.
Hello.
Good afternoon, caller. You're live.
Tell me something. I mean, what could government stop people from trying suicide?
Repeat that question again, please.
How could government stop people from doing suicide?
Well, if
Watched
they...
something yesterday. We had to pull someone from the back of Hawaii.
You had to put somebody from where?
In the back of Hawaii yesterday at 6 o'clock.
Pardon me?
In the back of Hawaii, 6 o'clock, the young lady.
Really? Well, certainly the government will not be able to stop a person from committing suicide if they are not aware. If you are aware that a person is attempting to take their lives, among the things you do is you call the police, you try to restrain them if it's possible.
It takes 20 minutes for the police to come back there. And the mom would come with her. Didn't even come with a car. I shouldn't have back there to run the back robber.
When this happened?
6 o'clock, yeah. So you didn't.
You serious? Well, have you reported anybody since?
No. For what?
Well, what he said happened to the woman.
She tried to commit suicide.
Okay.
And he called, but nobody came.
Nobody came.
Did anybody eventually show up?
None.
Okay.
Do you know the young lady?
Do you know where the police station is at the corner?
When she's boy. She's crazy when she's going off under the bar there. The ship is died, and she died as if she gang.
Wow.
But you know where the police station is at Awaki. Even if nobody
Right.
came, someone could have been dispatched there to tell the police, listen, we have a lady in the back here. She's attempting to commit suicide. We need help. We need an ambulance. Anyway, I'm happy that you're telling us this. I am certain now that we have to intensify more patrol at the rear of Awaki.
Yeah, but why don't you try and reach out to the crisis center and give them the information? Do you know the young lady?
No, and guess what? When we put her off, she started facing and can't answer why you stop me from doing what I can do. And then she run. She's going to do it on the next end of the doctor, suicide.
Wow.
Well, I thank God that you all have restrained her. You have to recognize that in the world, in the Bahamas, there are many of us who have mental health challenges. There are many of us who looks normal but have little problems. So please expect that and see what you can do to help safely without endangering your life. We thank you for calling.
Try and get some more help.
Yeah.
Okay? All right. Thank you, caller. Are you done, caller? All right. Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You're live.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are y'all?
We're doing well. How you doing?
Good. Mr. Monka, how are you? And the spiritual advisor.
We are fine.
Yes, yes.
Praise the Lord.
Listen, I is watch you every day, right? But today's spiritual advisor, you really, really let me down, okay? I don't like how you was trying to politicalize this $100,000 with the Prime Minister. I mean, what's in the Guardian. Now, like I agree with Mr. Monka when he said that he don't think that that's spent on one trip. It's probably for different things that was add up to. But you, to me, trying to just make this like it's a political thing, and I think you are so wrong for that.
Well,
I watch this show now, and I can really see that you are truly, truly a F&M troll. Now, you have a nice day.
All right. I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm so sorry. Welcome to Freedom March, call. You're live. 323-7775. Welcome to Freedom March, call. You're live.
Good afternoon, spiritual advice. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. How you doing, ma'am?
Well, I'm very upset because the gentleman who called here earlier about you, I don't even want you to take that out because I think you're doing a good job and I think you're a man of God. Sometimes we just be illiterate people. So don't let that bother you because you're doing a good job.
And I thank you so much.
And I'm proud of you and Mr. Monka on what you all doing.
Yes,
you
ma'am.
just have faith sometimes, but you just have to ignore them.
Yes, ma'am. All right, we agree.
But you're doing a good job, sir.
We thank you so much, ma'am, and God bless you.
And I think you perfect to be by Mr. Monka's side. Because he can't get nobody better.
Yes, ma'am. I thank you so much.
Have a nice day.
You do the same, ma'am.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Take care. 323-7775 is the number to call. Welcome to Freedom March, call. You're live.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Rhodes.
Good afternoon. How are you, sir?
Mr. Monka.
Sir.
Yeah, Mr. Rhodes, Mr. Monka rubbing off on you, man. That's our political ringing in your ear every day. But Mr. Rhodes, you can't pay attention to these people who try to talk nonsense, talk about you uneducated and all that foolishness. Tell that person to go to the depths of hell. The both parties, the PLP and FNM, all of them spend money, and they don't justify how they spend the money or don't really let us know. So, Mr. Rhodes, don't pay attention to these hardcore PLPs or hardcore FNM who call it, because it happens from both sides. The PLP and FNM party, when they don't like something what you said, they jump all over you. Mr. Monka's the FNM, and he's blasted the FNM every day, and people don't call and blast him like the way they try to blast you.
You see that, eh?
Yeah,
that's how it is. I appreciate you, my brother.
All right, Mr. Monka.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Take care. Bye-bye. 323-7775. Welcome to Freedom March, call. You're live.
Good afternoon, spiritual advisor.
Good afternoon. Yes, ma'am. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm one of the women there, but let me say this to you. Spiritual advisor, relax yourself. Let no one steal your joy, and always remember that they are always for them who miss their moment and want to dictate. You and Mr. Rodney Monk is doing a very good job. And just remember that
Yes,
y'all are the
ma'am.
best. No matter what you do, you're never going to be able to please these folks.
We thank you
Yes,
for
not
your
everybody.
comments.
Have a good evening.
You
Thank
do
you.
the same, ma'am. Thank you so much. 323-7775. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good.
Great, great.
I'm had 4 years. I've been waiting from I was 18 years old and now 67.
Wow.
Mr. Monka have a right to speak his politics, and spiritual advisor have a right to speak his politics. I've been watching you guys from inception, and I just love the way you guys communicate. Now, you can't tell people how to think, that's their problem. But you guys doing a great job, and I love the way you disagree to agree.
Absolutely.
So, after good work, it's the monk of spiritual advice.
Yes, ma'am.
Have a good evening.
Thank you so much.
We thank
Take
you
care.
for your comments.
Appreciate your comments. Welcome to Freedom March Caller. You're live. All right. Could you turn your radio down first, please, caller, so we can engage you, please? 323-7775. Sorry, we lost that call. Call back, caller. Welcome to Freedom March Caller. You're live.
How are you, Mr. Rod?
We're doing well. How you doing, sir?
I'm fine, sir.
Great.
This is Mr. Miller from Cable Beach. Listen, tell them stop doing you like that, Mr. Rod. You're a good man, man. You can't be jumping on you like that, man. You're my boy. He's hardcore PLP. But let's keep it real, man. They can't be lambosting you like that. The show wouldn't be the show without you, bro.
We appreciate you, my brother.
Yeah, man, the show is one-sided. It can't be like that without you. It ain't gonna be no show, man.
We appreciate you.
Two-side, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
No, it's PLP to the core, but right is right, man. You're a good man.
I appreciate you. Yes, sir.
All right.
Take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye. 323-7775. Welcome to Freedom March Caller. You're live.
Hi, good evening. How are you?
Good evening. How you doing, sir?
Excellent. Excellent.
Great.
Just wanted to say what may be a good frame of reference before you bring the items to the public is to do some research. Nicola San has written a full kind of detail with regards to the breakdown of that $100,000.
Okay.
So I think, as Mr. Monka was saying, to do some research, come back tomorrow
Okay.
and discuss it would have been really high. So again, moving forward, you got a lot of information that's verifiable. You got a lot of information today from Grand Bahama, Minister Moxie. Haven't heard anything about that. That's verifiable.
Yeah, I saw it.
Again,
I saw it.
We look forward to it. Let's be balanced.
I saw it. But don't get upset. We're going to look at it, and if the truth is there, then there's no need to worry.
Yeah, but that's why I said don't broadcast it until you've verified it.
We were just reading an article.
That's what Mr. Monka was saying.
No problem.
Check it and then come back.
But listen.
I sent you something from Nicola Sands also that verifies that information.
Okay.
Lets you know exactly what it is.
Okay,
before
caller.
you bring it to the public.
Yes, caller. We're just reading an article in The Guardian now. You recognize that?
Yeah, my only point is, though, sir, just like Mr. Monka was saying, wait until you would have read the document or the article in its entirety, and then you bring it to the public for discussion.
Right. I had that document, but then he won't let me read it.
Not on television, not until you've consumed it.
Okay.
When you consume it and check the fact, then you bring it.
Okay.
I think that would be fair and balanced.
Okay.
Thanks again.
So you disagree with the story in The Guardian?
I'm not saying I disagree with this story. What I'm saying is check all of the facts, both sides.
Okay.
Nicole Sands has printed something that outlines how the funds were spent.
Okay.
I sent you a copy of that also.
You sent it to me?
You have it on your WhatsApp. Check all of the facts, come tomorrow, and then discuss.
Okay, no problem. We'll do that. We'll do that. Thank you so much. Boy, this is hot. Thank you so much, caller. Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You're live.
Hello, Mr. Rowe.
Yes, sir. How are you?
How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Doing well. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I want to speak to Mr. Rowe, please.
You're speaking, sir. How are you?
Okay, Mr. Rowe. Mr. Rowe, this is Ilutra calling.
Yes, sir. Welcome.
Mr. Rowe, I watch you all every evening from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. And the way Mr. Munn could talk to you sometimes, you know, is very bad. I don't know how you be sitting up there and listen to that. I couldn't take that. Because he don't have no respect for you.
Okay, sir.
I don't like that. I don't like it at all.
Okay, yes, sir. I agree.
I want to assure you that I do respect my spiritual advisor, and I depend on him for spiritual guidance on the show. So he remains highly esteemed, and I want you to know that. But I thank you for your observations.
Thank you so much. Are you done, caller? Are you there? I'm sorry. Okay, welcome to Freedom March. Next caller, please. You there, caller? Welcome to Freedom March. All right, I think we lost that caller. 323-7775. Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You're live.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, well, I just want to add my voice to say that I really appreciate you being on the show. And, I mean, if you read something that was out there in the public anyway, I don't see how you could be blamed for it. But in any event, I just wanted to encourage you and let you know that I support you.
I appreciate that.
I have one question. What does tout Haitian mean, or tout Haitian, or whatever that is?
Oh, tout mon Haitien?
Uh-huh.
Tout mon Bahamian? That means everyone Bahamian, everyone Haitian. It means everyone. Tout mon.
Okay, then. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You're live.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Munker. Good afternoon, spiritual advisor.
Good afternoon.
You both are doing an excellent job.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Roll, your skin is a little too thin. You need to thicken your skin some more to deal with Mr. Munker. You have to remember, Mr. Munker is a Beantown man.
Yes. Black Village.
Black Village, Beantown, all the same.
Yes, ma'am. And he went to CC's meeting.
Evening.
Yes, ma'am. He went to the Big Doll House, too. Yes, ma'am. All right.
Thank you.
323-7775. Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You're live. You lost that call. You can call back, caller. 323-7775. Welcome to Freedom March, caller. Caller, are you there? All right, so we don't need more calls, right? Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You're live.
Yes, good afternoon. How you doing?
Good afternoon. How are you?
I just want to say, spiritual advisor and Mr. Munker, pleasant good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Spiritual advisor.
Yes, sir?
All I want to say, right, when you chimed in, when I chimed into the show this afternoon, everything you say, contributing, I don't see where you did anything wrong or you said anything wrong or out of order. You only asked a question about the money, the $100,000 which was spent. And then listening audience tried to attack you. I mean, just saying a bunch of things. I think when you're on the show, you keep the show balanced. You and Mr. Munker, you all make a great, great team. So just keep up the good work, and keep your head up.
I appreciate it.
No one belittle you.
Thank you so much, caller. That was very encouraging. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
323-7775. Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You're live. Excuse me.
Advisor,
Yes, ma'am.
you're doing a good job.
Thank you.
I want to tell my member of parliament that I am not going to vote for her anymore, and I want my vote back.
Who's your member of parliament?
Pia Glover.
Oh, wow. What happened?
She don't check for me. And I give her 20 votes in this corner.
Hold on a second. Let Mr. Munker deal with that. Go ahead, Sandra. You have to get information.
So,
and
my
talk to
dear,
Pia.
you're not hearing from Pia Glover? She's gone?
No, she's still there. Go ahead, ma'am.
Hello?
Oh,
Okay.
we lost her call. You can call back. We got a couple more minutes. Welcome to Freedom March, call. You're live. Hello? Caller, are you there? What's up?
Hey, Mr. Monk, how you doing? I doing good. Wonderful show today.
Well, thank you. You know, I'm still on TV, right?
Oh.
So you better call me back. All right.
323-7775. Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You're live.
Hello.
Good afternoon, caller. Go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Yes, ma'am.
What the majority of these people, they saying everything good about you, but they must remember that Rodney Munker is the host. You're only his spiritual advisor.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't try to take over his show.
I won't, ma'am, and I'm so sorry, okay? 323-7775. Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live.
Spiritual advisor.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I want to ask you a question, but I hear a lot of people that talking. You and Brother Munker is a team. So don't let nobody try to split in getting that.
Yes, sir.
You ain't nobody going to get between Ernie and Boyd. Nobody going to get between Bonnie and Clyde. Don't let nobody get between you and Brother Munker.
Time for them,
Let me ask you a Bible question, please.
Go ahead.
Two things. One, what is the office of a apostle? Who is an apostle?
Right. An apostle, based on the scripture, is the one who was sent out by Jesus Christ to do his ministerial work. As a matter of fact, the original Greek word for apostle literally means one sent. That's why you see when Jesus Christ chose his apostles, the Bible says he sent them out. That's what the word literally means.
Okay.
One sent.
Now let me ask you another question, because we had to talk on this. Do you know anybody in the Bible that got healed, either from their eyes, their limbs, or anything, that wasn't saved?
That's an interesting question. Yes, there was some folks who were not Jews who were healed. Yeah, why?
Only Jews are healed. People.
They were not 100% Jews. The Bible referred to them as strict foreigners. So yeah, what's the difference though? They were still healed.
No, but I want to know, because we had this talk, and I want to know if you're not a Christian, if you can be healed.
Why not?
Okay, because somebody's trying to tell me only people who in the Bible who got healed, all of them were Christians.
No, that's not
I don't
true.
believe that.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
So you say a prophet?
Jews, there were Jews who were healed. There were Gentiles who were healed. No, no, not only Christians. No.
Now let me repeat this again before I go. You said
apostle.
Apostle is somebody sent by God.
One sent. But now, if you get into that a bit more in depth, you'll see, well, there were only a certain amount of apostles during the first century that Jesus Christ chose.
You think we have that much apostles in the Bahamas today?
Well, there are no apostles alive today. Some people use the term, but they're not genuine apostles.
So they're not real apostles?
No,
you
sir.
shouldn't be calling them apostles?
No, sir.
Okay.
Call me, 814-6096, so we can discuss it. 6096. 814-6096.
Okay.
6096.
6096.
Yes.
814.
6096.
Okay.
All right? Thanks so much. Welcome to Freedom March, caller. We're almost done.
Speak to Monica.
Sir, I'm here. I'm here, sir. Speak.
Mr. Monica.
Sir.
How you doing, sir?
Listen, I am fine. You have to call me tomorrow. Sorry about that. This is Freedom March. God save my spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save mankind everywhere. God save our blessed King, King Charles III, and the entire royal family. Do well, everybody. Be safe until tomorrow.